Thrown in the air. Hardingham taps the ball down. Rove well by Muir. Cops one high. Handballs out towards Quinlivan. That's what they've got to do. They've got to play on and go quickly. Carr coming up to meet the ball. Probably should let McConaughey go at it because he's running towards goal. Galley's able to pick the ball up. Goes round the corner. Kicks towards the boundary line. He's got a hand on it. Went to Quinlivan. Went left, right. Then goes backwards. Went back to Nelson. And Nelson goes inside to Muir. Needs to run and carry. That's what he's going to do. Kick goes out wide. Not too sure who he's looking at. And the mark is going to be taken. But it's going to be by Bell of the Werribee side. Kicks short. Quarrier being good for Werribee today. Don't mind his game. He's ran through the corridors pretty nicely. His long options aren't there, so he's going to have to go short, but he decides to chip the ball over the top, and Toby Bray comes across and makes that position available. Goes towards Leach into centre of the ground. It's a nice weighted kick, and David Leach doesn't let him down. Plays on quickly. Puts the ball out into space. Pushing down the ground from behind is McGuinness. Has the run of the ball. Just needs to pick the ball up. Does so. Outside 50. Stops, props. Kicks round the corner. Went back looking for Lovell. Ling got a good... He's made good ground. He's put himself hard. Got down to the forward line, but Schultz for Inverleogh. Retrieves the ball. Goes... Trouble picking the ball up. Does so now. Goes through towards the centre of the ground, looking for... So goes long. It's got good carry. Cornish out wider to Smith, and Smith under pressure. Good tackle there from Inverleogh. The umpire said... And the resulting free kick goes to Adam Muir. That's what he does. Goes in long. Hickleton's the target. Tries to claim the mark. Handballs over the top towards... Smith went back, and it ends up with Weatherly. Where it's come from. Calvert's going to be the target. Pilkington able to protect the space with Foster, who kicks round. And the running players on again, and it's Werribee. It's forward 50. Long kick towards the square. It goes through for a minor score.
Well, almost. Here's Inverleogh. Handball. Kick to an open forward line. On that occasion, the man in for Werribee and takes him Calvert. He spent a lot of time on his own. To Bray again on his own. Dropping the ball, umpire, and goals there. Forgot there was a player coming behind him and dropped the footy. So free kick goes to the Inverleogh side, but gee, they can't manage it from there because, well, here at centre half back it's Nelson. Long, a good hard run through there. They're under pressure all the time, the Inverleogh forwards, as Bell handball forward and then continues to run. He will probably get... No, they didn't give it to him because he ran forward. Now to beat. He's got Kitchen there to help him. Tadara there, gets past his opponents, and the ball now forced toward the boundary line and over in the forward pocket for Werribee Centrals. But Tadara O'Dale, brilliant pace there. Score in the last quarter. Werribee have kicked a behind, 74-37, double the score as the ball thrown in. Umpire whistles the play, perhaps ball not coming in sufficiently enough. Young boundary umpire to come in a little further, and ball now put. Great tap forward by Lovell, but it's to the advantage of Quinlivan for Inverleogh. He's had two bounces. Goes right across the ground. Now goes towards centre wing. Over the head there of two players. Galley does well, gets back, gets Inverleogh trying to support one another. Now the troops arrive for Werribee Centrals. It's Quinlivan over the top to McConaughey. He can't get the footy. Now it's Bray with sheer body strength. Gets the footy. Can he pick it up? He can't. He throws it forward. Play on, said the umpire, as the ball picked up now. It's gee, there are some tired players out there, as Dale mentioned, close to three-quarter time. The ball this time off. Fantastic mark for the Werribee side by McGuinness. Now goes across to the middle of the ground. Ellis almost had the mark, dropped it. He butters up again, however. A handball over the top goes to Calvert. They've got all the time in the world to Werribee side. Numbers as well. The ball goes out wide, looking for Pilkington. Waits for it to bounce. Ellis is up there to support as well, having kicked the footy. Now it's Pilkington. Full forward area, not a good kick, and the mark taken in the last line of defence for the Inverleogh side. So Inverleogh now decide to come across the face of goal. There's a whistle on the play. What's happened there?
Rosenweek took down Nelson beside
After he got rid of the umpire might have done a fetlock as well. He's with Nelson, who at centre half back kicks towards centre wing. Over the head of all players. Players getting very tired as it is Werribee through McGuinness again, across the ground. Good call there from Weatherly on his own at centre half back, and Hybens really had to run with him, decided to sit back. Now it's centre wing. Interception there by McHenry for Inverleogh, goes back inboard, finds Peel, and the mark taken between wing and half forward. Plays on now. Goes across the ground, looking for Forbes. One out, and well, Forbes' first mark, I'd say, for the day. Outpointed the big fella in Hardingham on that occasion, and Marcus Forbes now will kick from 50. Take a good kick from there. He hits it reasonably well. It's going to land in the goal square. Hybens can't take the mark, and who was that kick off the ground? It was Hybens himself. I think he recovered.
We're probably at the wrong game, but the ball back in the middle of the ground. It's players is thrown up, and it's Hardingham. Neither player gets an effective tap. Picked up there by Muir. They seem to have found a little bit more run. They're pushing and they're pressing, and the ball comes out the car. Good mark out in front, and the player behind was Bell. He hobbles to his feet. May have rolled an ankle, but it's now with Carr. He goes long into the square, and why wouldn't you, with Hybens standing in the square. Good spoil from behind. Roving contest required. They've picked up there. Hardingham decides to take the safer option and rushes it. And the final quarter action with Smiths, Holden, Blood, Suzuki scoreboard, and we're just waiting to see who's going to go back and take the kick. It looks, and he's now able to go back, collect the ball, goes out wide, went towards Pilkington, in front McDougall. Pilkington can't take the mark, picked up by Trotter. Not too sure there was much handball in there, but the ball ended up in the hands there, and it's gone back, and David Peel has taken the mark 25 metres out from goal, directly in front. So another goal here would make things a little bit interesting. There seems to be a bit more run back in the Inverleigh side at the present time. So David Peel, an important shot at goal, comes in. As I said, only 25 metres out, almost directly in front. Normally a nice looking kick. That is no exception. That is through for a major. And that is their 7th goal. They can be picked up very quickly.
So in the centre once again, beaten Hardingham on that occasion. The ball taken there by Muir. He goes long towards full forward. Hybens in front. Can he hang on to it? He can. And Weatherly perhaps a bit lucky if he doesn't get 50 here, because another one here would at least make the game very competitive. And he's done just that, straight back over the goal umpire's head. 2nd goal for the quarter. And other looking for options to come past. There's a free kick being given off the ball. Advantage is paid, and it's David Hall. He takes his 2nd bounce. He's going to run towards 50. Load up. Long kick. That's a nice looking kick. Has it got the accuracy? Yes, it has. And David Hall settles things down for the Werribee side. But
it's cost him at a very important time.
A crucial point, I agree. As the ball goes in the air once again, neither ruckman get clear tap away. Werribee through Pilkington, he can't get clear. Trotter's in there for Inverleogh. Now the umpire blows around the footy now. Forbes beaten by Hardingham again, just sheer size, but ball taken away by Quinlivan for Inverleogh by hand, but it goes clear. Leach, he's tackled for Werribee. Gee, it's a very scrappy football at the moment. Now the umpire blows on there quickly, goes forward. Hardingham, 1 against 2, does well, gets the ball to ground, has McGinn, Trotter took the footy off him. On the left foot now, there's a player on his own. It is Muir. Muir goes goalwards. Kick is going to land somewhere around the goal square. Peel, 1 out against 3, gets the ball to ground. He does well. Player Weatherly is held with the footy. Umpire gives it to Peel. Stole the footy. Handball back to the goal square. And Werribee Central's now through Ellis. Just sheer strength. Takes the footy, goes towards centre wing. Galley in good position. Can't mark, but he makes a contest. Now he's got some support. Comes forward in the shape of Weatherly again. In fact, it's Hall. Hall now accepts the footy on that favoured left foot, goes towards half forward, and coming to Tadaro, can't take the mark. Ball comes to Rosenweek comes charging through, flattened his teammate Tadaro, much to the amusement of the Inverleigh crowd, but the ball's back in the middle of the ground in the arms of Trotter for Inverleigh. Goes forward, the lead out there is from Peel, too quick for Ellis, and takes a very good overhead mark. Just inside the 50-metre arc, the opportunity comes in quickly, just inside 50. He's going to not quite make the distance. Big pack of players in the goal square. Ball comes down the ground. Hybens is under the pack. They're trying to appeal for a free kick. It is behind Rush Trail, Werribee Central's 11-14-80. Smith's holding Blood Suzuki final quarter scoreboard, 14 and a half minutes.
So the ball's cleared very quickly back towards centre wing, and it's Burke who kicks the ball back into the centre of the ground, back to centre half forward. Kitchen, body work there again, gets him off the ball, but he can't take the mark, and the numbers arrive with Inverleogh sitting on top of it. Umpire with the ball, that's a nice looking kick. Probably just too much weight on it there for Carr. He's taken off the ball, Hall goes back and collects it. Muir's with him, and the handball comes up, and it's going to end up there with Bell. Bell goes to Galley. Galley's got players further afield, and it's Brendan Chugg. So now he can go in and go long. We actually go short. We're looking for Kitchen. I think that's where his target was. I'll give him the credit there. It was a nice kick and a nice grab from Anthony Kitchen. And Anthony Kitchen from just inside forward 50 is going to go back and shoot towards goal. Hasn't got a goal this afternoon. 3 behind, I think, is that's what I've got him listed for.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So Anthony Kitchen is going to go back. I won't say that we'll put an nail in the coffin of Inverleogh, but we'll definitely stem their flow. He comes in now, a deliberate shot at goal, and normally this would be bread and butter for this player. Gets very close to the man of mark again, and again he's pulled it across. He has his fourth behind, and
Cal, for a bloke of his ability, he's just getting too close to the man of the mark, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Dale hit it on the head. Yeah, he just needs to make sure he has a step back and just walk it in and kick through the footy.
Well, the kick in has come from Ling and marked by Schulte. Gets a handball to Muir. He's put down after he kicks the footy. Downfield free kick paid as the umpire's looking to sort things out back behind the play. Hickleton can't control the ball he received by hand. Hardingham over to Leach. Leach, a long kick inside forward 50, and just sheer body strength from the big fella Lovell. Has taken the chest mark. Quarters have only gone 27. So the opportunity here for Lovell to bring his side home. He's already kicked 2 in the third quarter. Comes forward behind that kick. It's I think it's come back. It'll be just inside the tall timber.
So Higgle now doing the ruck work, so it's back in the middle. Hardingham's able to knock the ball down, but it's Quinlivan who takes the first possession, needs assistance, goes back to McFadden, coming off the half-back line. His kick, or handball I should say, is intercepted, but it's not clean. So again, chances with the Werribee side. Quarrier picks the ball up, able to get boot to ball, gets some valuable ground, goes into the half-forward line. McHenry able to pick the ball up. He goes back across the face of goal and back towards centre half-back position. Trotter needs to make ground and does so. Comes up, takes the mark, has a player further afield. And Zach Hilton has snuck out the back. He takes the mark. He's just forward of their centre position. Has a player further afield. It looks like it's going to be Carr the target. And that's where it goes. Nice looking kick. And Matthew Carr from right on 50 has a big fella in the goal square all by himself. Smith goes back. Courage does well. Picked up there by Peel. Swoops. Gets out of the contest. Kicks round the corner. It's touched off the hands and goes through.
Clearly
and
touched.
It's going to be
the biggest touch ever. It's touch.
Oh, what?
No.
He's taken down, the ball comes out, and a good strong tackle. And Inverleogh, the resulting free kick, is going to go, I think, over the far side. It could be McHenry, and it looks like that player. Trotter's not too far away, so McHenry with the ball. Going to turn Inverleogh back into attack, goes back to Trotter by hand, and he now has a player leading up towards centre half forward. Carr again is that player. He takes the mark, and it's going to be a mark end 50. No. The umpire says it was okay. He goes by hand to Muir, who plays on quickly. Long kick, goes into the goal square. Hardingham's back there. Good spoil from the big fella. Coming across the front is Muir. Needs to get back on his left side. That's what he's trying to do. Slips over in doing so. Now it's going to be picked up there by Kenyon. He's tackled. Brought down by Smith. Ellis in support. Going to get the free kick. Good tackle. Goes backwards now, so they can afford to chew up a little bit of time. He has Leach. Further afield is Weatherly. It's a 50-metre pinch against the bench then, I heard. Was that right?
No, I
think he said against the bench.
I think that's what I heard.
Yep, so David Leach now comes to the centre half-back position. So now we have the ball at centre half back, and it's played on there and goes out wide. Kick by Bells, nice looking kick. And Kelvin must be playing a wing, is he? Because he's definitely moved from the forward line. So he kicks inside to Bray. Muir can't get there in time. The spoil was there, but Toby Bray with good hands. That was too quick for me even, so that's all right. So Toby Bray with the ball now inside the centre square. Decides to go long, out towards the pocket. Big Nate Lovell's the target. Oh, bloke in front. Mark has got to go to that player. It's Inverleogh Mark, and I think it's McHenry, is it? I think it is. He looks like he's getting up and he's going to claim it. So McHenry for Inverleogh in that centre-half back position. Has players across the face of goal. It's a dangerous kick. He's found shot in the goal square. He now plays on. It's a loping kick outside, and it's only get towards the back pocket. Hickleton doesn't let him down, takes the mark, plays on quickly, goes into Trotter. They need to keep moving the ball. That's what they've done. Goes by hand McFadden. McFadden now kicks in short. Muir up in front. Good spoil from Galley. Good body now. Holds the player out. Bell goes to Bray. Bray steadies himself, and he goes inside, looking towards Kitchen. He takes possession of the ball, steps inside. Plays on, goes short. I'll tell you what, he's not too confident he's kicking ability because Anthony Kitchen would have normally swung and gone for goal then, but he's found Burke in a much better position, and Alistair Burke will now go. Obviously, if it's not already done, it's going to be dusted after this if he kicks the goal. So he comes in. He's got good distance, but again, they've let themselves down with kicking this afternoon and through for another minus.
It would have been the sealer, but it's all over now, bar the shouting at almost 23 minutes gone. Inverleogh down the middle of the ground from the kick in Hardingham. Well, he interfered with Chug, his own teammate. On that occasion, the ball comes to Inverleogh over the top. Trotter. Here's the running players. They go towards centre-half forward, but it's all Werribee Central's back there. Mark not taken. Comes out to Weatherly by hand. He's got Ellis on the overlap. He kicks towards centre wing. Here's Hall. Takes the mark. Plays on quickly. Goes towards centre-half forward. It's Kitchen, 1 out against 3, takes the mark, goes goalwards. Will he have a go this time? He does, and you've only got to have a look at Anthony Kitchen to know that that one's the goal. Barry O'Toole's
right middle of the ground again. Hickleton doing the ruck work up against Hardingham. So Hardingham with his size just reaches up, taps it down towards Bray, comes through the contest, tries to force his way through, is able to feed the ball backwards, and support arrives. But it's a good turn out of the contest there by McFadden. Goes by hand, has Quinlivan, runs, carries, and kicks the ball. Good chase from Hardingham, didn't give it away, goes into the forward line. Good spoil there from Devon Ellis. The ball now picked up there by Peel. Tries to get around Ellis. He's not too far away, this bloke, I tell you. And again, a great tackle, and he's going to be rewarded with a free kick. So Devon Ellis now has the ball, deep in defence. Just needs to give himself some room. Has plenty behind. Calling players across, aimed to plow on by the umpire now. Decides to go out wide. Kickers smothered off the boot. So good work there from David Peel. Kept his... So 25 minutes. You would think the game's only got a couple of minutes to go. Each quarter's run about 29. Ball thrown in. Hardingham over the top. Hickleton taps it down, and it's Chug who comes out with the ball. Kicks back to the centre wing. It's just got through Nelson. He's able to go back and collect it though. Has support over the top if he wants him, but he goes on his left side. Kicks round the corner, and the mark has been taken out there. And I think it's Dean Muir. So without a chance here. He goes over the top and another short kick, and good position kicking, and they found Clayton Trotter. I think Trotter's looking for someone inside, but he's going to go back now and shoot for goal.
That'd be just about his distance these days, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Trots is a good, reliable kick, but he likes to kick it over about this distance, so he's just got a picture. There's a bloke behind the goals that's in his jumper. So he comes in now from about 40 metres out. Nice looking kick. It's going to be short of the mark, and it's going through wing.
The two Werribee players, Chug and his teammate, they raffle it, and Chug now left hand handball not so good, and the ball's turned over. Goes to Peel in the middle by hand to Hickleton over the top to nobody, and Werribee again on the turnover. It's in the arms of Bray. Good shepherding there by the big fellow in Hardingham, and the ball now hits the deck in front of Burke at half forward for Werribee. Burke just sheer body strength. No, the umpire said he infringed. He held the player without the footy, and it is a free kick to the Inverleogh side. Few Inverleogh players stretching with cramps perhaps, but there's the chip pass for Inverleogh. They retain possession as the siren sounds. 27 minutes and a few seconds in the final quarter, but the final score here at Galvin Park, Werribee Central 13.
Dave, fantastic result. Inverleogh were obviously up against you as competing for the third spot, and you got a great victory, a good four-quarter performance.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. Yeah, a huge game for us. We For 3 big weeks, Bellpost, East, and then that one. So our boys had to stay up and about for 3 weeks, and they put in a good effort over the last 2 and couldn't get the points. And then today was all about playing 120 minutes of footy. I thought the guys were great. We went out, we started okay. They came out all firing. They were playing for the same as us, mate. They're playing for that top 3 spot, and we've set ourselves. Straight after last week, we had a good meeting, and we really talked about our goals for the next 6 or 7 weeks. And this week had to be A1, and they done well. They challenged us in the last quarter as well, mate. So our guys had to show a fair bit of character in the last 10 minutes to come back to win by that margin. So.
Your midfield was obviously fantastic, in your half back line too, particularly Devon Ellis and Braden Smith. I thought he played really, really well today. And I think you tackled really well, and you really put their smaller bodies under heavy amounts of pressure.
Yeah, Devon Ellis was amazing. He missed the last couple sort of thing, so he's came back into the side this week, and he's great for us. Young bloke, vice captain now, best on ground by a mile, I reckon today. Never got beaten one-on-one. Braden came into it in the second half, I thought more, probably halfway through the second. A bit of a slow start. I thought Bally off halfback was really good. Kicked a great running goal, which got us up and about. And even like that's Kitchen's best game for the year. Across half forward, just held his feet, took a couple of marks. So yeah, it was a real good effort today. Hard going in the ruck, that helped us send level forward. So I thought it was a real good effort across the ground. And it's always tough. They were up and about. They had a good win last week. So.
Would have been tough for them. It's difficult to always predict how much losing 2 players, at half time would affect a side.
Yeah, it always is, mate. Like over the last couple of weeks, we've been in exactly the same position, you just wrecks a couple of your rotations and a couple of different options that you do have. The bottom line is, mate, you got to play these days to be a top 3 side. You got to play 4 quarters of footy. And over the last 2 weeks, we probably dropped off in the last 10 minutes of each game. A goal down and against Bellpost, and then 11 points down at 3/4 time last week. So we dropped away in the last quarter. They challenged us in the last quarter. We really need to show some ticker in the last 10 and probably kick the last 3 or 4 goals. So, which was good.
Yeah. All right. Thanks very much, Dave.